We welcome you into our weekly one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni, presented by Wawa. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro. And coach, you had a little mini bye weekend. I hope you enjoyed your few hours away from the facility here. Let's take a look at what's happened. You've had a chance to self-scout a bit as well. What are the benefits of that? Exactly, for fans, what does that mean to have that day or two to really kind of look at what you've done?
Each week you're out there and you're just thinking, like, what do we need to do here to attack this team? And the time is precious, right? Because you come in from a game, you review that game with the players, and then you want to get right into first and second down of what you're going to do to attack. And so when you have those extra couple days, you just get that extra time to prepare and to see a little bit more things a little bit more clearly of what are your tendencies, what are the things you're doing well, what are the things you're doing poorly, and just really get it to dive into that. And then you get to study around the league a little bit of what some other teams are doing as well.
Was it revealing to you? Did you look at it and go, wow, I didn't know that?
Well, no. I mean, I think when you're in it and you're doing it, you have a sense of what's good, you have a sense of what's bad. You have a sense of some of the things that you're doing. It's more just confirmation of what's going on, but also it just helps you of seeing things even more clearly. Like, yeah, we should do this more, or we should do this less.
The offense has had some very good moments in 6 games and not some good moments as well. How do you view the state of the offense looking forward?
Yeah, everything is like, we just want to make sure that we're getting better every single day. That really is as simple as that. But we got some plays out there that we've had some good stretches. We've had some bad stretches, and obviously you just want to cut out the bad stretches. You want to continue to do the good stretches as much as you can. But you're never a finished product. We never are. Even from year to year, from game to game, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not a finished product. You're working every day to improve and to get better. So the things that we build our core values on, like, we want to be even cleaner fundamentally in football IQ. We want to know what we're doing even more. No mental errors out there, and just go and attack it. And so those are two things that we can always just put our hat on. Like, are we playing with good fundamentals, and do we know what to do, and do we know how we're doing it? And so that's what we really want to continue to focus on, of getting better at those things. And the rest will follow after that.
You spoke last week about forging an identity with the offense. How do you do that? Where do you think you are in that process? I know it doesn't come right away. Nobody's asking that, but how do you feel about where you are in that process?
Yeah, again, it's kind of similar to what I just talked about. Like, you're a work in progress at all times. Particularly these last 2 games, I know we haven't played the way we wanted to on offense, and especially with how we aren't getting off to a fast start. We're kind of getting into our game as the second half goes. We need to be able to get to a fast start each and every week to make sure that we're putting stress on their offense. All right, when we step off the field, because we get a 7-0 lead. So. We really want to start fast, but again, it's back to, we know who we are as a football team. We want to connect, we want to compete, we want to have accountability, we want to have football IQ and fundamentals, and those are the things that we're basing. Because the schemes can change week in, week out based off of who you're playing, and what your players are doing, what players you have up, etc. All right, but those 5 things will never change. So we just want to make sure we're continuing to grow in those areas. And keep tweaking the scheme to make sure we're putting our players in position to make plays.
Speaking of growth, Jalen Hurts has started all of 10 games in his NFL career. I wonder how you've seen him make progress here in 6 games, and are the talking points different than what they were early? Has he built on some of those things that you were stressing early in the season?
Yeah, I'm seeing him grow. I definitely am seeing him grow as a player. He's always been a good leader and a great worker. When you have something that you want to work on, it's not like you say that and then it's automatically fixed, right? You have to go through the progress of it. And that's something we'll always talk about with him, is we know he's such a dynamic player with his feet, and being able to get out of pressures. But you just slowly and surely want him to become a better player within the pocket. And that's what I've seen, that growth in him. We want him to continue to grow in that and make the plays with his feet when they're there for him to make, and not force them. And so I definitely see him improving in that area, but we're not a finished product. We just want him to keep continuing to work on that.
Nick, the players came back after their mini bye week. You met with them. How would you describe the mindset of this football team?
Yeah, Don't ride the wave of, my message to them was very simple. Don't ride the wave of long NFL season, right? Do we want to be better than 2-4 right now? Of course, we want to be 4-2. Shoot, we want to be 6-0. All right, but it's a long football season, and if you allow yourself to ride the wave of a season, like okay, you lose, you're in the dumps. You win, you're on the high of all highs. Like if you allow yourself to do that, it's not gonna go well. When you can stay steady all the way through and just truly focus on how am I going to leave this building here today better than I was yesterday, that's where progress is made, and eventually the results come.
What's that been like for you in your coaching career? Did it take time to learn how to do that?
Most definitely. I think, when I started off at Mount Union in my 5 years there as a player, we were 66-2. So, those 2 losses, those hurt. And so that was kind of fantasy land, because that's unheard of. And so it took me a little bit, especially in the NFL where the best teams go 13-3 or 12-4. Those get the number 1 seed. Like, you got to get past those letdowns and continue on.
Lane Johnson is back with the football team. How was he received by the players, by the coaches, and what is the plan to get him back on the field?
Yeah, it's great to have Lane back in the building. We'll see how the week goes. It's just good to see his face and have him back in here. We know how big of a part of the football team he is.
Nick, his story is a real-life situation. I mean, how did you approach it when it first happened? And kind of now that he's back, what do you do as a head coach with that relationship, with that connection with Lane?
Yeah, that's why our whole thing starts with connecting. We want to be here for our players through the good and through the bad, and just letting him know that we're here for him. We're here to support him. There's great people around this building to support him. Everyone cares and loves him, and so just to let when you go through times, tough times, you just always want everybody to know that we're there for you, and I think that's a big part of the connecting thing.
Up front, speaking of the offensive line, you've been able to get Andre Dillard on the field and Landon Dickerson and Jack Driscoll, Jordan Mailata, a lot of very young players. What kind of growth have you seen from them?
Yeah, I definitely have seen them put together games, strings of games where they're, you can see them improving and you can see them playing good football, improving while they're playing high-level football. So it's been great to see the young guys on that offensive line come out there and contribute and play good, and really give us an opportunity to do the things we want to do on offense. Again, we need to be better on offense, but I think that the offensive line with those young guys have played well.
Nick, this is a very interesting time in the season. Road games in Las Vegas, in Detroit. Do you see this as a great opportunity to galvanize and really have everything come together in every phase of the game?
Yeah, anytime you get an opportunity to step on the field together, you want to see that continuing to grow, right, and to grow as a team and grow as a team. And so we look forward to our challenge that we have on Sunday. Not thinking about any other game but Sunday. And so we're ready. We're getting ready to go for Las Vegas, and look forward to an opportunity against a really good football team.
Final one for you. Looking back at the 6 games, where did this team make strides? And then looking ahead, where do you think it goes for this football team?
Yeah, again, we've played good in spurts, right, on offense and on defense and on special teams. The strides you want to make is you want to be consistent in all those phases, right? And so, regardless of who you're playing against, where you're playing, anything, you want to be consistent in those. So, those, again, there's proof that with some of the football that we played that, like, there's good out there. We just got to do it more consistently over and over and over again.
Nick Sirianni, our weekly one-on-one presented by Wawa. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Dave.